Hey there, thanks for stopping by. My name is Michelle, in case we don't know each other yet, and I work as a soul translator as well as have Sensate Soul, which is a super place for you to be able to work with elevating empathy as well as resources if you are an empathic, sensitive solopreneur. So today we're going to be talking about 7 or 8 things that you can do to help manage and handle your sensitivities. And also, I want to start off with what I believe is the way to truly empower yourself as an empath and as a sensitive. And that is to go towards your sensitivities instead of away, to become more sensitive instead of shutting off or deadening or rejecting our or your sensitivities. It's really natural when we feel like we're out of control, or if we have something that we can't manage, or we're feeling too vulnerable or too sensitive. It's really normal for us to shut down. And I believe that it's really about learning how to become more sensitive. And also, what we reject and what we avoid ends up having more power over us and controlling us more than if we meet it and learn to work with it. Heal and feel, feel and heal. So in my work in Sensate Soul, it's really about activating and learning how to work positively and in a healthy, holistic kind of way with your senses, because your senses are what is giving you the information, is what is informing you all the time of what's good for you, what's not, what's healthy, what isn't. We experience life through our senses. As empaths, we feel the empathy through our bodies, through our senses. So in order to really get a handle on being an empath and sensitive, you really need to learn how to handle your sensitivities. So this video is going to give you a couple ways to do that. So this is great for empaths, for HSPs, highly sensitive persons, and as well for anybody who is feeling like you've got some sensitivities that are going on, because, you know, to live is to be sensitive, especially in this day and age. And you want to learn some really easy and quick ways to be able to simply take care of yourself and to manage your sensitivities when you need to. So before we talk about these things, I want to share one thing that you might find this very fascinating, is that we actually, empaths and sensitives, have similar areas in the brain that gets activated through our empathy and our sensitivity, as do people who are on different type of spectrums, whether it is Asperger's or autism. So the sensitivity to empathy, or this oversensitivity to stimulation, is very common for all of us who consider ourselves on this highly sensitive person spectrum. Of course, an empath will feel the emotions and the energies and moods and feelings and thoughts of others, of sentience. Those things are at the frequency of being alive within their own body system, within their own energetic system. And also, some people who are empaths can be on the spectrum of being an ASPE, or within the Asperger's or autism. And so also an interesting thing for people who work with children and adults who are on some sort of Asperger's or autism spectrum, some of the most successful ways that they have learned to work with them is to understand how they are perceiving their reality, and also what senses they need to actually access and heighten in order to feel like they are seen and being met in their world, if their emotional ability to understand emotions or that social interaction is kind of missing. So this is also why this idea of how we learn to work with our sensitivity, but then also when you feel like you've done that, then you can go more into heightening and using your senses and sensitivity as a way to increase your relationship with life, with yourself, and also with your livelihood if you're an empathic entrepreneur. So the first one we're going to talk about is noise. This is a really common experience for empaths who are HSPs, where you go to a restaurant and it's just like everybody's talking, everything's too loud, you can't really focus on what's going on in front of you, or you're at a concert. It's one of the main reasons why a lot of empaths, feel overwhelmed to go to big social events, because it's just too damn loud. not just on the physical level, right? It's also on the energetic level. It's like feeling everybody's collective energies can be really intense. So if you find yourself needing to just tune out all the noise that, whether you're on an airplane or whether you're, commuting or something like that, or you just simply need to take a break, bring some little earplugs with you. Those wax ones that you can use for swimming are great. And also something like, Bose noise canceling headphones. They're really fantastic and can really help you get back into yourself and not be overstimulated by all the noise around you, because it is a very noisy world. The second tip here is sight. What I do sometimes, if I'm in an area where I'm feeling like it's too much noise or there's too much stimulation going on around me, like at a party where, empaths are known that they'll just end up talking to one person. And if they're not talking with one person, maybe they're just talking with the dog. You know what I'm talking about. But sometimes if we're getting visually, especially if you're very visually oriented, if you're visually getting overstimulated, then find something beautiful to rest your eyes on. So finding something beautiful to really put your focus on, to really pay attention to the details of it. Use your sense of sight to find the intricacy of something to appreciate that's visually going to give you a focal point and give you a moment to rest, to breathe, to look at this beautiful thing, whether that could be a tree or a piece of art. It could be a person's face, or maybe it's their hair color, or maybe it's a baby in the room that you just want to really watch and let yourself connect in with the innocence and the beauty of that baby. Find something beautiful to rest your eyes upon. So number 3 is a sense of touch. There's a reason, I believe, that people use rosaries or mala beads in meditation as they go through each bead. It's because the sense of touch is incredibly grounding and really keeps you in your body. So sometimes, like for instance, I will take, can you see that? Yeah. I will bring a labradorite stone because it's incredibly grounding, and it's also really good for psychic protection. And I will, just rub it if I'm somewhere that I feel like I need to, tune in and not leave my body and not get overwhelmed. I'll just rub the stone, and it's very similar to like a meditation practice when you're using mala beads. So the fourth one is the sense of smell. And most empaths and sensitives I found have like dog noses. I know I do. And some people have an incredibly heightened smell. Like one of my dear friends, don't eat any garlic around her because she'll be smelling it for the next 48 hours, even if she didn't touch the garlic. So if you find yourself really sensitive to smells, you've got to make an effort to remind your mind and your senses of good smelling things. One that is really fantastic is rose water. And I find, because not only does it smell really good, but the rose water has an essence in it that is super clearing to your auric field and to your energy fields. It smells great, it's really refreshing, and it's really clearing. If you don't have another smell and another energy clearer, which is sage. So I've got this one sage or Palo Santo. These are both really great for clearing your energy fields. And the smell is also super clearing and grounding. And also some studies have seen that saging and using smudge sticks like this is actually really good for the immune system as well. So another way is through the sense of smell, and you can have little roll-on type of essential oils or even just the bottle itself that you can keep in your pocket or in your bag, and it's just a really great way, especially like cedar wood is one of my favorites, and rosemary is super good because it's super clearing, to be able to just tune in and replace the smell of everything around me with something that is aromatherapeutic and also just reminds me of the earth and nature. And that, of course, is the next one. So nature, one reason why we love nature so much, and why there's also all these therapies like forest bathing and things that are now becoming more popular that people have been doing for ages, and spending time in trees and nature with the green around you is because it enhances our senses. We feel sensually, sensitively very alive and grounded when we're in a forest and when we're around the vibration basically of the trees and the grass and the flowers and everything. We feel like we're reconnected to our natural sensitivities. So any type of going out, and even if you're in a party or you're somewhere in a meeting that you're just like, I need a break, go and take your shoes off and put your feet on the planet. Get yourselves bioelectrically reconnected with Mother Earth, with the planet itself. There are also some really great stones, crystals that you can use. Here are a couple of my favorites, which I showed before, like labradorite. Super great for grounding, for increasing your intuition, as well as for protecting you from any sort of energetic invasion. So labradorite is wonderful. Also, I have two examples here. This is a obsidian that's cut into like this arrow shape. Really great for if you do cutting cords of energy. If you feel and sense energy, then this is a really great way to be able to disconnect any sort of stimulation from the energy of others. And as well, this beautiful smoky quartz, especially for if you need to clear out the mental chatter of the world and of others that you've been around, say maybe at a meeting, and you're just like, oh, clear it out, clear it out. And smoky quartz is great to help clear out some of your own mental chatter and stimulation. And lastly, a really simple energy technique is put yourself in an energy egg. This is using your sense of visualization, your imagination. Just picture yourself if you are overwhelmed, overstimulated, and you really need to just take a break and be in your own little energy egg atmosphere, and then casting this egg of energy around you and tuning back into your breath. Most of us, when we're experiencing anxiety or overstimulation, it's because we forgot to breathe. So getting back to that base sense of breathing and letting ourselves get reconnected to our senses and to our bodies. And then if you want to also work with that sense of the energy egg around you to protect you when you feel like it's just all a little bit too much. But going back to your breath is really important. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed these tips to be able to handle your sensitivity by also increasing your senses. And if you would like to know more, please do connect with me at the Soul Translator, as well as at Sensate Soul, where you can find lots of different resources and things for you to be able to be your most wonderful, soulful, and sensational self. Thanks for watching, and do like the channel, or do both, and I'll see you in the next video. Take great care. Okay, bye.